I've been gone for like a minute. I kind of look a little bit like a mess because like I had my hoodie up and like I just did not want to be perceived by the world, but I thought like if I wore my hoodie, then like my AirPods like wouldn't work as well and you couldn't hear me as well. So I took my hoodie off. And if you're wondering like, oh, why am I so bright? I have my nightlight like right behind my phone, which is recording. So, yeah. Um, I know I know since I started this channel, I've only gotten a total of like 3 views, which is fine. Like, I'm fine with that. But I kind of just wanted to like check in, I guess, on myself and just like discuss some things. Like, things that have just been on my mind. And one of those things that I've been thinking about today is intrusive thoughts and like how shitty they can be and how like just detrimental they can be to the way you think, really. Because like I'm kind of dense, right? I'm kind of stupid. So I didn't realize that like intrusive thoughts were happening until like I read up on it and I was like, "Oh, okay." So like this thing that I'm thinking about like constantly and like it comes up at even like the most inopportune like irrelevant times, that's like an intrusive thought. That's like not like my brain. I mean like it is my brain, but it's not like something I really want to think about. It's more just like something that pops up in my head to bother me, I guess. And so a great example of this I will divulge right now, and that is like how recently I was thinking about getting a pair of Ugg boots because I've never owned a pair of Uggs, and like ever since, God, like the fourth grade, third or fourth grade or something, even maybe even farther back, like second grade, I had a friend who had Ugg boots, and I remember like her putting them on and like they just looked so comfy. You know, I think they were like the brown color. They were like light brown with like white fuzzies inside. And they were really cute and I've wanted them ever since, right? Anyways, I want Ugg boots. And so while I was doing my skincare tonight, which is why my face is so shiny, like it's all that moisture and an acne patch, don't mind him. Um, like while I was thinking about it and I was like, oh, should I get these Ugg boots? They're super expensive because they're like $240 for the pair that I want, which is like the Bailey 2 boot. It's like the black ones with like 3 bows. I can't insert a picture, so just like use your imagination. That's what it is. It's the Bailey 2 tall, I think. Anyways, um, so I was thinking about it and I was like, oh, should I get the boots? And then suddenly I just had this thought that's like, oh, but is it worth it? Is it worthwhile? Because like you're not friends with like so and so anymore, which like that's just been happening lately because not that I've like ended my friendship with this person because I haven't. It's just like kind of a complicated situation right now where like I don't really want to speak to them and I don't think they really want to speak to me. So it's just like we're not speaking to each other, even though like I still consider us friends, but we're not like on speaking terms right now. So anyways, like that's just been popping up in my head lately where like I want to buy something for myself or like I want to like do something and my brain's like, well, what's the point if you're not talking to X anymore? Which like, huh? Like I guess like my thought pattern is like if you don't have any, if like I don't know, if you're a loner, then is it worth like spending money on yourself for nice things? Because, like, what's the point if you don't have, like, people in your life to show it to, aside from, like, my husband, obviously, and my one other friend that still speaks to me, which is so sad. It makes me wonder if, like, I'm the toxic one, which I potentially might be. I understand, I'm kind of hard to be friends with. That's not a good thing. That's, like, something I need to work on, but that's for, like, another topic, another time. But, like, so that's just, like, a super weird thought that I've been having. It's like, why does it matter if, like, there's not people in my life to share my nice things with? Like, in my head, I'm like, okay, if I don't have, like, the life that I idealized for myself, which is, like, having X person in my life as my friend, and, like, being social, and, like, talking to people, and, like, I don't know. I don't even know, like, where my brain goes with it. Like, it's just like, oh, if you don't have X in your life, then you don't deserve nice things. Which, like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So, like, I'm thinking, like, obviously I'm still thinking, like, practically, like, should I still get the boots? Because it's like, part of the reason why I wanted to buy them is because, like, I wake up super early for work, and it's like they're very warm. So they would keep me warm on the way to work and possibly off work, like, after work if it's, like, cold. I mean, it will still be cold, but, like, you know, just keep my feeties warm after work, because right now I go to work in my work shoes, which are, like, they're just, like, little slip-ons, so they're not exactly very warm, so I don't know. And, like, it's just so weird where, like, my brain takes me sometimes. Like, it just, like, I get that in this friendship I screwed up, right? I should have been honest about, like, how I felt from the beginning, and, like, by not being honest, I just, like, made things worse. So, like, I get that. But, like, at least I finally was honest, and I was just like, hey, like, this is what it is. I'm not gonna go into detail because it's, like, very private stuff, but, like, you know, like, eventually I was honest, and, like, right now we're just not on speaking terms because, like, we're just, like, we just don't agree on some things, which is fine. But, like, just because, like, I'm not speaking to this person doesn't mean I should, like, torture myself until I eventually do talk to them, or eventually they do talk to me, you know? Like, there's always this voice in the back of my head that's like, you are a bad person for, like, deciding to do what you're doing. Which, like, is what? Like, just, like, being in a relationship that, like, makes me happy? I get it. It isn't conventional. Like, my relationship is not conventional for many people, which, like, you know, I kind of wish, like, people would, like, wouldn't think that way, but, like, that's the world we live in, you know? Whatever. But I don't know. Like, whenever I fall out of the norm, like, the norm is, like, what I'm used to, like, having my friends, having my job going well, like, if something is, like, out of place, then my brain, like, tortures myself for it. And so that's, like, where I'm going with intrusive thoughts. Because, like, before I started realizing that intrusive thoughts were, like, a thing and were actively happening to me, I was just like, well, this obviously must be true. Like, whatever I'm thinking right now, even though it's, like, bothering me constantly, I'm always thinking about it. So it must be, like, I'm trying to tell myself something, like, this must be true. But, like, it just comes up at irrelevant times, like with the Ugg boots. Like, why does it matter if, like, I don't have this specific person in my life to show my Ugg boots to? Why does that mean I can't get Ugg boots? You know? Like, it's just so silly. It's just so, a little weird. So, that's basically that's all I had to say. I just wanted to, like, just talk about my feelings. And just, like, talk about intrusive thoughts. And just, like, exist. I don't know. To, like, the 3 people that are probably watching this, thanks. I'm gonna go now.